Thank you, CS. Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, governors here present, cabinet secretaries, PSAs, investors from this region, and everyone here, allow me to take this opportunity first to appreciate this conference. The outcomes of a conference are sometimes not in the number of people who come, but the decisions that are made. And in particular, we have come here to Nyanza to highlight the huge potential that exists. And I want to join my colleagues who have spoken before me to say that we have all that is needed for Nyanza to take off. If it's an airport, many counties don't even have an airstrip. You have an international one. You have a lake, you have an educated population, you have an English-speaking population. So these are huge things that we cannot overlook. And when I say English-speaking, I think it's also good to know the world is moving towards what you call business process outsourcing, where a company in Europe sets up a big center here. So if you want to call Land Rover UK, the call is picked here. And therefore, things of language become important. So as custodians of the Queen's language, monetize that language, right? So in the interest of time, allow me to just make a few comments. I'm honored and delighted to be with you today during this Nyanza International Investment Conference of 2025, and hope that even in the subsequent years, we'll do a follow-up to ensure that the issues that come here will be followed through. This international event represents the growth of Nyanza as a forward-thinking region that is part of the progress we seek to have as a nation. It also serves as a crucial platform for advancing dialogue, fostering innovation, and building the partnerships necessary to drive the next wave of economic transformation. I've had time to go through some of the stands that are here, and I want to request all the guests who are here to have time and see there, because there's a huge, huge, huge demonstration of capacity, even by counties. And I think so that the talk can now connect with what is exactly happening on the ground. This conference provides us with the opportunity to highlight investment opportunities and engage stakeholders on strategies to unlock the full economic potential of the region. Nyanza is endowed with diverse counties that each have the capacity to change the regional economics and contribute to Kenya's overall growth. I want to start with just the counties and highlight just one or two. Kisumu, led by our great Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, is strategically located along Lake Victoria, which is home to two other big countries, but also a big market to Rwanda, DRC, and all the other countries, making it a natural hub for trade, manufacturing and logistics. With Kisumu Port serving as a key gateway for trade with the East African community, the county boasts a thriving manufacturing sector that includes sugar processing, fish processing, and dairy production. The government's initiative to establish the Special Economic Zone in Kisumu is set to attract investors in agro-processing, logistics, textiles, and further strengthening the industrial base. Allow me also to say that if you look at Kisumu and compare with Mombasa from a tourism perspective, you can easily match what is in Mombasa in terms of air connectivity, and I'm very happy to see this facility in terms of adding to your capacity to host events, both local and international. So again, for tourism, people travel all the way to Dubai at 40 degrees, yet you have Kisumu here at the right temperature. So this is a challenge for the tourism sector, for the hospitality industry. And I think even us as government, as we come here, we are aware that we are here to support the local economy. Siaya County, led by our good governor here, Orengo, stands as an agricultural powerhouse, producing cotton, groundnuts, fish, and rice. And allow me to say that for groundnuts, we have a huge shortage. Most of the industries that require groundnuts as an input or as a raw material, we cannot be able to meet that demand, forcing us to even go to other neighboring countries, even up to West Africa, to get the groundnuts. And therefore, this is a challenge to the region to see how we can be able to take up that. And cotton, together with fish, also fall in the same category. The government is actually actively working to revive the cotton industry by investing in modern ginneries and modern manufacturing plants. And also to note that we are privatizing the textile company in Eldoret, and I think that is also going to be a major uptake for our cotton, that is Rivertex. At this point, efforts to expand the groundnut and rice value chains through establishment of processing factories are all underway. Coupled with a growing aquaculture sector, Siaya is becoming an ideal location for fish processing and cold storage facilities, and we'll work together with the counties to ensure that that is done. Homa Bay plays a leading role in the blue economy, with 80% of the lake being in that particular county. So with fishing, aquaculture, and lake transport as key economic activities, the county is poised for great strides ahead. It is also emerging as a huge potential for palm oil. We import over $100 million worth of palm oil every year, yet it can be grown here. And some of the areas where it can grow very well, and tests have proven, is actually Homa Bay. So we will be working and also looking for investors, and I mentioned that here also to interest those who may have large tracts of land and would want to get into partnerships with investors so that we can get into commercial plantations for palm oil. The development is expected to reduce our dependence on imported palm oil. And working together with Treasury, one of our core mandates is to reduce imports. And we have identified palm oil as one potential area. Migori County presents a diverse economic landscape driven by agriculture, mining, and agro-processing. With a well-developed sugarcane industry that supports multiple sugar mills, Migori is also a major producer of groundnuts, which you've already said we have a shortage. And its deposit in minerals such as gold and copper offer significant investment opportunities in gold refining, jewelry manufacturing, and mineral processing plants, promising an integrated industrial sector that can support this. And allow me to say that in some of our neighboring countries, the biggest export is actually minerals. In fact, we have seen with the challenges in some of our neighboring countries, minerals has gone up. So again, this is one area that can actually lift the whole country. Kisumu County, led by our good governor, Simba Arati, is renowned for its world-class soapstone mining, a sector with immense potential for value addition and international exports. Beyond soapstone, Kisumu is a leading producer of bananas, dairy products, and tea. Investments in banana processing plants, milk processing facilities, and mechanized soapstone extraction will create market opportunities and accelerate industrialization in the county and the region beyond. Then we also have Nyamira, which is a major producer of tea and coffee and dairy farming. And by expanding the processing facilities for tea and coffee, the county can increase product quality and global competitiveness. Additionally, investing in modern milk cooling processes will support Nyamira's growing dairy sector and improve incomes for local farmers. In conclusion, the region also presents a huge wealth of targeted investment opportunities across the whole value chain, whether you're thinking of tourism, logistics, and all that. And my prayer is that the professionals who are here today, including the business people who are here, we need to mobilize capital, because once we identify these opportunities, then we need to look for vehicles that can help us to invest and create value for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to conclude by saying that the sugar industry, that is a major employer here, has had great improvements in the last 2 years. And I'm happy to say that this year we will not be importing any sugar. And we hope in the next 2 years we do not import, and instead the country can become an exporter of sugar. And that's a conversation we would want to do in tea, in wheat, and all the other products. And because our weather is generous, we can be able to work that together. So I do not want to say beyond that, just to comment one last issue on the industrial question. There has been talk that sometimes industries are closing in Kenya, or maybe the conditions are not too good. Allow me to say, when one industry closes, it's a headline. When 10 open, nobody talks about it. So in the coming weeks, we want to engage in highlighting the industries that have come in the last 3-4 years. And we'll be coming here to Nyanza, working with the elected leaders, so that we don't end up giving perceptions that make our destination look unattractive and therefore less useful to the investors. I want to end there and indeed to thank all of you and assure you that this is a beginning. Much more will happen when we move from here and look for those investors. May God bless Nyanza.
Thank you. Could we again give them a round of applause? Your Excellency.